Hey guys, welcome back to the Ron Williams YouTube channel, and I am Ron Williams. This is our new year. This is my first video in the new year. So I want to talk about New Year's resolutions. Personally, I hate that terminology. We all know what New Year's resolution means, but it's become such a cliche, and it's noted that the majority of the people that start a New Year's resolution never even begin to finish it. Less than 50% of everybody that prepares a New Year's resolution never follows through. Now, I want to tell you one of the biggest parts and one of the biggest keys to actually setting a goal and making a commitment and following through with it. It is not the membership that you purchase. That's not it. It is not that one special magical day of New Year's. This is the first day of the year, so I've got a new start, a new life. That's not what does it. That is not what does it, people. I'm going to tell you the major factor. Without this factor, the New Year's resolution will absolutely fail. First of all, I want you to look at it different. This is a commitment to a lifestyle. It's not, I'm trying to reach a particular goal and then stop, because that's what happens. If you set a goal to reach, to lose 20 pounds, you lose the 20 pounds, then where do you go from there? You've got to have long-range, long-term expectation and goals for yourself. So, a real key here, the number one factor is mindset. So before you purchase that membership, you need to have the appropriate mindset. Before January 1st comes around, you need to have the mindset. You've got to have this thing so deep and so rich inside of you that when you start this thing, there is no stopping. Number one, you want to set a goal. Let's look at this. You want to set a goal. If you don't have a goal, then wherever you stopped, you've reached it. Wherever you stopped, you've reached it. It's the difference between a person who travels and a person that's homeless. Now, not putting homeless people down, but wherever they drop their hat, they're there. I mean, they have no purpose in their travel. But a person that is traveling, they have a destination, they have a goal. If they're going to California and coming back, they have a round-trip ticket. They know when they're going to fly out. They know what time they have to be at the airport. These are small, incremental things that they have to perform. When they get there, they have something that they intend to do while they're there in California. Then they have to be back at the airport to be on the plane on time, and they land at a certain time so that they can return home. They are traveling. They're not just roaming. That is the difference. They have a goal. So, first step, you want to have a goal. Number two, you want to have passion. Passion, because passion is the fire that fuels your goal. You've got to have passion to fuel that goal, because there are certain times you get up in the morning and guess what? You just don't feel like it. So you need to acquire this thing called passion. It's very, very important. Number three, look at this. Made up mind. Number three is a powerful one. I mean, really, really powerful. Now, the way you know that how made up your mind is what it takes to cause you to take a different direction. I often say this, like if I have my mind made up to do something, how made up is my mind? My mind is only made up to the point that something else can change it. If I'm standing on one side and there's a small amount of water, maybe 6 inches, and I have to go across that water to reach my goal, my mind is made up. I can do that. But if that water turns into 10 feet, if that water turns into 20 feet. How made up is my mind? I'm willing to swim the canal. When I make my mind up, I'm willing to swim the canal if need be. So whatever comes against me to stop me or to detour me from reaching that goal, I'm willing to stand up to it and face it. That is very, very important. The next thing we want to look at is consistency. Hope that's spelled correct. Consistency. Now, I don't think you can accomplish much of anything without being consistent. Think about it. When you go to school, regardless of how good your grades are, if you only go to school 10 days out of that semester, you're going to have a problem getting good grades. If you get A's every single day you go to school, out of the 10 days, you have not been consistent. They mark you down for not being there. Whatever you do, you've got to be consistent. If you're the greatest employee on the planet and you are late every day and you missed 5 or 6 days a month, regardless of how good you are when you're there, the employer is not going to have you missing. So it's the consistency that's really important. Consistently doing those small things over and over and over again. That is important, people. Now, in this New Year's, I want you to keep these things in mind. Think about this one. Focus. Why focus? Have you ever seen a racehorse and they put the blinders on the racehorse? They can't see to the left or to the right. They're telling that horse to run your own race. Don't worry about the horse on the left. Don't worry about the horse on the right. We have prepared you to run your own race. Don't get confused with what the other horses are doing. Do your thing. The only thing you're looking at is what is in front of you. If there's a horse in front of you, you want to get in front of him and pass him. Those that are on the side, slightly behind you, don't worry about them. Run your own race. Many times we're so busy looking at what other people are doing, we're neglecting what we should be doing. So people, listen, focus. Focus on where you're going. Focus. And the last one I want to talk about today, this is not the only concepts or the only rules or things that you should follow, but this one right here. This one is one that we neglect a lot. Now that we've got the focus, we've got our goals set in front of us. I want to do this with my body. We've got the passion. We've got the passion also is desire. Desire and a want. I want this. I desire it. I'm passionate about it. Now that we've got the goal, the passion, we've made up our mind. We're being consistent on a day-to-day basis. There is one that you need to be mindful of, and that is this. Courage. Courage is not you being absent from fear. Courage is not you saying, I am not afraid. Courage means fear has to be present. It is a necessity for fear to be present before courage can even take place. Courage is overcoming the fear. If you're not afraid, you cannot have courage. You have to have fear present before you can actually produce courage. So fear is not the worst thing. It's what you do with the fear. If you let fear do its purpose, fear's purpose is to paralyze you and stop you. Imagine yourself running out in the street and you hear this car screech on its brakes. First thing we do is we stop in our tracks. Why? We're afraid. Fear's job is to paralyze you. So when that fear comes, we take courage and we overcome it. So in your desire to reach your goals, there are things that come along that make you afraid. Things that create anxiety. If you've ever ran track, let me tell you what it feels like. You can have the best time in the state in that particular event that you're in, but when you get in those starting blocks, your heart starts to pound and you look at the guy next to you, I've got a better time than him. I've got a better time than this guy. Why am I afraid? Because you're about to enter into something that you've never done before. You don't know the outcome exactly. You know your time is faster, but as soon as that gun goes off, you leave those starting blocks, man, you're going after it, all the fear leaves. But it's when you take off and you're thrusting yourself into your future, into achieving your goals. If you're not afraid, most of the time, there are two things that takes place. If you're not afraid, you're dead. If you're not afraid, you're probably not going anywhere. So you don't need courage. But if you're going somewhere and you're entering into the unknown, you're entering into a place that you've never been before, there's a little uneasiness there, and that's okay. It's not the uneasiness or the fear that you feel that's going to stop you. It is taking the courage and overcoming it. So I want you to use these elements in your life during this new year to reach your health, fitness, and fat loss goals. You can use them in every area of your life. Me, I practice faith, family, fitness, and finances. I want you to practice starting off reaching your health and fitness goals and hopefully venture into those other areas of your life. For me, the spiritual area is the most important. But this channel is about you being the best you can be. And sometimes that starts with your goals in reaching your best in your physical body. Listen, guys, God bless you. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Tell somebody else about this channel. And until next time, God bless you.
What you want?